Actually.
Echoing 1,000%.
Delaware smash.
One for all, yeah.
Go has Asta.
Just straight willpower.
It's the flip of a coin.
He had no powers.
That set me on fire.
Okay, here we go.
Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Nassim, aka Nas, bringing you another episode of the Nerd or Nothing podcast, where we talk anime, video games, movies, and anything else that falls under the nerd umbrella. So if you like our videos and you want to hear more, make sure to like and subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Now for today's episode.
The greater willpower. Who is it? Is it Asta? Is it Deku? Or is it Naruto?
Naruto.
Naruto.
If I can kick this off by saying this, and I know I'm gonna get killed for this. I have not finished watching Black Clover, but I'm about 55 episodes in.
Oh,
In your
So-
defense,
nice.
I have not finished watching Black Clover either. So
Okay.
Justin,
I'm
you
with
gotta
you.
watch.
I'm
You gotta
with you.
watch. Justin.
So based on what I've seen thus far, when I think who has the greatest willpower, I
Better.
envision this question as if Deku, Naruto, and Asta are all laying on the ground and they're all battered, who's going to be the first to get up and keep fighting?
Oh,
Okay. So
my
if
God.
I'm looking at
So can we
that-
say, can we add to that? Can we add, if they're all laying on the ground and tattered, Naruto is depleted of chakra, Deku can no longer use any of one for all, and Asta does not have access to his grimoire.
Exactly. It's all about the mind to get up.
Exactly. Willpower has nothing to do with chakra, with quirk, or with grimoire. Willpower is straight in your heart, how you feel. Based on those three, if you're on the ground, you're hurt, who's gonna get up first? Asta.
I have to agree. Oh, shit! That set me on fire. Yo, he got up and he walked away.
Yo, Go ahead, brother. You're the most hot right now. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Vern.
He has physically broken bones and he has nothing. The reason why he was chosen was because he fought when he had nothing and he was willing to put everything on the line. You want to talk about willpower and you're going to put anybody else above him? It makes absolutely no sense to me.
Hold up, man. I beg to
He did
differ.
a shirt
Hold
shirt.
up.
I would say, Vern, you kind of just proved Jers's point by with everything you just said.
He did. Matt, go ahead.
I mean, if we're talking about broken bones, right? Yo, on the daily, my boy Deku, anything
Deku.
above a certain amount of percent, his arms turn into linguini, yo. Like just straight, just arms just out there noodling. And he's still and that's why I said if we're talking about certain moments, okay, right? So
Yeah.
Delaware smash 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then he said like this. Like he would
He
and busted
flipped
out
his lip.
Delaware smash-
Deku 1,000%.
Hey,
Right. Deku
Yes.
1,000%. He said Asta. I'm like, you. Oh.
Okay. Oh, I thought you were putting okay, now I understand.
I thought you was for Asta. I thought you was with me, but that's cool.
No. Hey, listen. If you want to keep it 100, a 100. My money went all on Asta. Because nobody mentioned freaking Monkey D. Luffy, but we're not there yet. But Asta is where it's at.
If we want to talk about outside of main characters, let's talk about the one guy who willed himself back to health to be able to be a ninja again.
Because Naruto and Rock Lee are in the same universe, if I took Naruto out and if it was Asta, Rock Lee, and Deku, that's
I mean, he's like your dog, yo, that he don't know anything else. He's like, I am here to learn.
But
only
let's-
taijutsu.
but
I am
but
no longer
in that
he
in that
chooses-
in that same vein, so is Asta. Asta and Rock Lee are not that much different in terms of character.
Bro, honestly,
Asa-
for real, they really
They're
are.
not.
Like Rock Lee,
not.
you gotta remember, Rock Lee completely broke his body and was told by Tsunade, there is absolutely no way you're ever going to be able to be a ninja again. You can't even walk anymore. And he willed himself. He trained himself back to full health. And that fight between him and Kimimaro with the drunken fist, bro?
Epic.
yo, son,
Epic.
so dope.
You put the freaking alcohol in the chocolate and it forced me to freaking fight you.
So all right, that does go to willpower, but is he the strongest with willpower, or is he just the most entertaining to watch?
You got to think, Naruto has had so many situations where he has had to have the willpower to stand and do what he had to do. And I know I'm bringing in powers here, but dude from
Okay.
Kabuto from the Sound Village, when he stabbed Naruto through the hand and he just took it and then made the Rasengan with the other hand, yo, man, not many people. I mean, you gotta think. I mean, and he was young. That was young Naruto.
Yeah,
I mean, he took a
but
knife
hold up,
through the
hold
hand
up.
and was like, and still able to form the.
What you got, Andy?
Yeah,
Let's
but
get
hold up,
Andy.
hold up. Think about what he's got. Let's think about what Naruto's got in reserve. Okay,
Naruto.
so we've got the Nine Tails. We've got the Nine
Him.
Tails still inside of
Actually
him,
got inside of him. Come on.
right?
Come on here.
So
hold
while
on,
he may
hold
have
on,
the
but-
willpower,
but it,
he still has the extra strength.
so to counter that, in the final battle between him and Sasuke, at that point, whenever he was getting ready to give his last Rasengan, that was all willpower at that point. During the end of that fight, after they were done fighting Susanoo versus Ninetales, it was all willpower between them. Neither of them could do a Chidori nor a Rasengan, and they kept on just beating the hell out of each other to the point that they were breaking bones. And then it finally got to the point where it's like, all right, this is the last of my chakra. I'm going to go to sleep for a while because I can't do anything now.
Off arms, yo.
And how many burner episodes I had to watch of Naruto for you to try to pull up the last episode and use that as a defense?
So, Engine, let me hear your list. Who willpower? Who is it? Who's your rank? Who 1, 2, and 3?
Okay. Let me go back to the list.
Asta
Who's
Deku Naruto.
Naruto. That's what we're asking right now. Is who has the greatest willpower, Asta, Deku, or Naruto?
And it's
Deku,
in that order for me.
Naruto. Huh?
Say it again, Vernon. Say it again.
Deku, Asta, Naruto.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's my same list.
And I gotta say
Deku
this:
Asta
Vernon
Naruto.
changed my vote. Vernon changed my vote. He got me totally. He's got me. He's right. Deku put everything into it. His whole body.
His whole
I mean,
body.
broken, limp noodle fucking arms and just extremities. I mean, look at all the fights he's had so far. Broken leg, broken arms, fucking just. I mean, if you're up to date,
That's
and you can
Matt's
see what he's
situation,
using
too.
now,
He said the same thing.
Now tell me
Oh
if
my
you don't
God.
like the fact that he had to do that to win, I respect that argument, but it goes against the willpower argument because he would give his body and his life.
Okay, I got Deku number 2. Now, if you have not caught up on Black Clover spoilers. This is the thing. When I think of willpower, and you said Deku has given his entire body, so has Asta. Asta's arms were broke when he fought one of the strongest members of the Third Eye, and all Asta can do is wield a sword. He has no arms, and he put the sword in his teeth and still defeated dude. Son, that's Deku's doing the same thing. So it's really hard for me. It's the flip of a coin between the two. Maybe I'm biased because I'm watching Black Clover right now, but the way Asta is willing to get up, jump in front of stuff without even thinking sometimes.
No, I was gonna say, yo, I feel you. There's so many times when I'm watching Black Clover and knowing the situation that he's in, he is not a magic knight, and
No.
everyone else is. So it's like going to a knife in a gunfight. In every single battle, he has to be up close and personal. It is his only physical strength and willpower in order to win. But he doesn't just win. My dude, like,
Dominates.
triumphs. And you're right. So and it's like where he gains the feeling of trust with other Magic Knights. Even what's his name, who's in the Golden Dawn, and he actually has come to admire Asta, even though he's just a commoner.
And you're making my
So
point, man.
so I get your point because my dude is that ill.
But-
You just okay. Let's take into account. I just want to bring in Musclehead versus Deku. All right. Now, in all the battles that Asta has had, when has he ever been alone?
I'll wait.
Okay.
Okay, now here we go. Hold on. All right. Now hold up.
Game done.
Deku
Checkpoint.
by himself, he was like, if I don't stand up, then no one else will, and I'm gonna be a hero. Right? And he did that whole thing, right? Did the whole Mickey Mouse. Right. So he's there.
The whole,
And-
hi.
Yeah. And my
Okay.
dude went 1,000,000% while his body, my dude's body was like this, all up in the ground. Benched that whole dude with one arm and brought back that. Now, hold on. So to your point, Larry, was that powers that helped him to manifest to get to that point? Yes. He had the power, one for all manifested in him, and he allowed it. It helped him to persevere in that moment. But to the catalyst for him to be able to get to that moment was this. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying that it's like, oh, yo, Deku. I mean, I get it, but yo, Deku, he did on his own.
Now,
You know what I'm saying?
you're gonna know more than me because you finished Black Clover and I haven't. And like I said, it could be recency
He
bias.
still beats.
But
Asta
this is
still
my-
beats.
this is my thing, right? Deku is knowingly getting stronger, and everyone knows it. Now,
Knowingly?
Asta,
Expound. Expound.
knowing the fact that when Deku started, when Deku got to UA, he had a quirk because he had already gotten One for All from All Might.
And
But
start
when
with-
he started with the rest of the students, he had a quirk, an ability. They can all do something. He was there and he can perform a quirk.
okay, so
whether-
did Asta.
Now, as they continue to progress, all of them have gotten stronger, but Deku now is starting to show multiple quirks. And he started and now people are starting to rely on him, including the heroes, which means they're recognizing Deku as a force. Now,
Equal.
the difference for me is Deku has abilities, multiple quirks. We don't need to get into the technicalities, but he has different things to help aid him. Asta
Right.
still has none. He still only has his sword. I'll tell you exactly where I'm at, so nobody has to worry. So I just got to the point where they went into the underground water temple to retrieve the magic stone,
Okay.
Okay.
and they fought Venno, the strongest member.
Wait, yeah,
Oh, wow,
the
you
Midnight
there.
Sun. Okay, wait. So let me
And
ask you: have you only seen one sword from Asta?
No, he has two swords. Where I'm
Okay,
at.
damn, that's what. Okay, so
So,
it's not that
I'm at-
he's
I just got introduced to Fonzel, the man who trained Asta how to wield a sword, how to be a swordsman. The red-haired
Yeah.
diamond
uh-huh.
captain.
Yeah.
I just met him. That's where I'm at.
Okay. But
Okay,
the fact that he has two swords, and the
Yes.
other one, he's able to gather he's able to gather magic in it and
Yes.
dispel it.
Yes.
Okay.
So I mean, it's almost like not the multiple quirk angle, but anyway.
But when you're taking that into account, Jers, you got to think about you've seen all of My Hero up to now, up to the
Yeah.
last couple episodes, right?
And all
So,
of Naruto, yeah.
You're, and you're looking at that. You're looking at that as that end game. Okay, so what we're going to look at here, since you're only at that level of that video, okay, of that anime, you need to take Naruto back to beginning Shippuden.
Episode 50.
You need to take Naruto back to beginning Shippuden, and then you need to take
Okay.
Asta back to, I would say, right around where he got his second quirk.
Deku.
Okay,
You're talking about
when he
Deku.
got the black, or Deku, when Deku got his black whips. Okay, so you need to take it back to that point, and then you need to compare.
We're not arguing like powers. We're arguing just straight willpower. When there is nothing left in the tank, and all you got is like whatever you can muster up.
I see Deku having a conversation. Again, he's on the ground. They're all on the ground. I see Deku taking the time to say, "Come on, Deku, you got to get up. You can do this." I see him having that conversation. Now, how long that takes for him actually to get up and translate into him moving, I don't see Asta taking the time to talk it over with himself.
Well, it's not because Asa. It's because he's been working out since bananas. He was doing one-arm push-ups when everybody was practicing with their powers. My thing is, we're talking about willpowers, and you're talking about Deku, and you're comparing powers, and you're saying that Asta had less to work with, but at the same time, Deku doesn't automatically get the powers of his previous predecessors. They have to believe that he's worthy of it. So
That's
he
willpower.
has such great willpower that they entrust their power to Deku. So that is definition in and of itself of a greater willpower.
Yo, all right, you know how when we were growing up, in New York, you got some people who are just meatheads. Like he said, knucklehead, right? Of Asa's a knucklehead. Boy, he's laying on the ground and he's laying there. How quick would he be to get up to, or that conversation with himself to be like, "Yo, get up." That's Asta. He's like, "I'm not giving up," and he is very self-reliant. Where Deku is like, "I gotta be a hero," and then all night, and he's taking on all of, because of the responsibility. He's putting all these things, these layers, to get up. I get where Larry's coming from. Is that Asta's just like, "Yo, I gotta get up. It's on me. I gotta do this." Blah, blah. Where Deku's like, "Everybody's depending on me to get up, because I have one for all, and they're all depending on," and like it just. You know what I mean? I
But-
get where you're coming from, but do I think that who is more resilient
Yeah.
in that moment
'Cause-
to actually still get up? I still give it to Deku
Yeah.
because of the enormity that he has of the responsibility that he will get up because of.
Deku has
You know
more
what
weight
I'm
on his shoulders. I'll give you that.
Absolutely.
Deku has,
Yeah,
of the
and I
three,
think that's why.
Deku has
That's
more
why
weight
he's
on
gonna
his
have more
shoulders.
willpower. That's
Deku
the
has
only
weight
reason
on
why I
his
give him.
shoulders. Oh my god. Yo, you guys are speaking
So-
so many
so-
different levels that I'm like, I'm almost torn because I'm one to say that, listen, Asta's the one that's gonna take the cake no matter what you say. No matter what you say. And that's how I feel. Asta, right? He was like, listen, I'm bastardized. They think I wasn't gonna amount to anything.
To that exact point, that's the same story for all three of them.
For Deku.
All three of them.
Yeah.
All three of them. Naruto, like
yeah,
Naruto was on the swings with
yeah.
absolutely no friends and nobody in his corner. Deku, like nobody liked him because Bakugo let everybody know, hey, this guy has no quirk. Asta, he had no magic and couldn't do even the slightest thing. Like no grimoire chose him until after the fact. So all of them are the same in that right.
Not really.
But in
exactly.
yeah, no,
Not
all of them,
exactly.
all of them, all of them, all of
Well,
them.
Naruto, the adults knew that he was
And yet, all of those adults still shunned him. Why is it that the third Hokage still left him alone with spoiled milk and cup ramen in his room until he was 14 years old?
If I can jump in here,
Well,
you
actually,
you said all of them had friends. Naruto had the least amount of friends in the beginning because
Yeah,
Asta
zero.
still had Yuno, and Deku, as delusional as he is, he still had Bakugo.
in that same right, Naruto still had Shikamaru. If you really look into it, Naruto had Shikamaru.
and Deku. That's weird.
Deku had his mom. No, let's not talk about Deku having his mom. That's your mom, bro. That's your mom, bro. That's your
That's a
mom.
read.
Well, the only reason why I say no is because Shikamaru was in a totally different team, and they didn't actually get together until close to the tuning exam.
But there are many canon flashbacks that also show Shikamaru's father saying, like, always befriend this kid, look out for this kid.
Now,
Shikamaru
I
was
know
the
that.
first and only person that stayed by his side from day one to today. He's still his advisor.
We learned that later on. If you never watched the anime, you turn it on, you watch the first 2 episodes of each series of My Hero, of Naruto, and of Black Clover. Shikamaru was not in the picture
No, he
as
wasn't.
Naruto's friend in the first 2 episodes.
Nope.
Funny
but,
how
then
that
also,
works.
but also to Naz's point, in the first 2
Absolutely.
episodes, Bakugo was making fun. He burned his whole book of
Right.
food stuff, and the fish were eating at it, and and he was just like,
So what I'm saying is, from jump, Naruto had the least amount of friends. From jump, episode 1, 2, Naruto had no friends.
yo, Asta wasn't bullied, and Naruto wasn't bullied.
From jump, I'm saying Naruto had the least amount of friends from jump. If we said who was the number 1 most hated out of the 3 of the characters from the beginning,
It's Naruto.
Naruto's number 1.
Naruto.
Naruto's number 1.
He was even hated by his very first sensei. Iruka Sensei hated him because Iruka
Yeah.
Sensei's parents were killed by the nine-tailed fox that was in him on that night.
Fact,
Hey,
fact,
oh, that's right.
fact.
Don't get your emotions in this. The conversation is willpower.
Okay, and Vern, on the topic of willpower, you also brought up the fact that, Deku had multiple quirks that, he had to be worthy enough. But that's it. That's just it. That's not willpower. Being worthy enough
Right.
has nothing to do with willpower whatsoever. It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't. It
You're
doesn't.
saying- but you're talking about it as if he was depending on those quirks kicking in. He wasn't aware of those quirks.
All he thought he had was all
Oh.
for one.
All he thought he had was all for one. And they told him, you need to tone
all,
it
one
back.
for
You
all.
need to figure something else out.
One for all, yeah. One for all.
No problem.
Well,
Justin, have you seen Black
actually,
Clover?
if we go into the UA High tournament, Deku
Whoa.
versus Shoto Todoroki.
Okay.
Beautiful.
After he already broke both arms, he remembers looking behind him and seeing the eyes and feeling all of the previous wielders of One for All. So he did have some kind of inclination that, hey, eventually, and even All Might said after that whole battle, that, like, I always had this thought, but I never fully understood, that there might be more to the quirk singularity. So, all in all,
And the
like,
tournament, that's how many seasons?
that still speaks to the fact that, Deku, regardless, was always going to get these powers. Deku's willpower has no play in whether or not he was going to get these powers. However,
Right.
however, Asta is 100% willpower no matter which way you try to flip it. At the end of the day, Asta did everything off, and Jers, I told you this before you even started Black Clover. He did everything off the muscle. Everything.
Straight off the muscle. And now that I'm seeing
Yeah,
it,
I get it, but wait, hold up. But
Go
when
ahead.
All Might put him through that workout regimen, when he had nothing,
At the same time, Asta was working out in preparation of getting his magic ability.
Grimoire.
It's
That
not
part-
it's no different from Deku, who was told he would never have a power. So Deku was told he would never have a power.
Never
Asta
gave up.
believed he was eventually going to get it.
Yep.
And One
a
one thing you
good
can
point,
think
man.
of.
Yo, he clinically was diagnosed and said, "Nah, son, you ain't getting shit," and
One
he
thing-
still came through.
but Asta always knew he never had no magic power because they were using magic abilities before they got their grimoires.
Not true.
but he
That's not
doesn't-
true. He said he knew he didn't have the magical abilities, but he thought that he would get it when he got his
Correct.
book.
At the end of the day, he still had no magic powers. He still had no magic powers. Sure, he had a grimoire.
Anti-magic.
He had a 5-clove grimoire, and he had a sword, which is able to give him some kind of dark null ability. But he himself has no power. He has
Not
anti-magic.
an ounce of
Yeah,
magic
but
power.
if you're fighting, if you're striving for a goal, which you believe that you can, that there's an end goal that you can achieve, as opposed to Deku, who knows from a child you are never going to have
You
a
ain't
power.
never gonna right from the age of 4. He was crying. He was told he ain't nothing.
Even though he had no powers, he still ran into the battle and everything to save.
But that's courage. That's not
See, no,
willpower. That's
Ooh,
courage.
okay.
Look, at the end of the day, all it took was, here, eat my hair, and you got the stockpile quirk.
Snaz, I'm glad that you said that. Okay, now I'm gonna make a totally different relative a situation, right? Basically, what you're saying is that when Deku ate the hair of All Might, he would possess the power of One for All, right? Like he understood that he was now taking on the quirk. Okay, he was the next one to pass. Okay, cool. The enormity of the responsibility that someone takes on when they hold that kind of mantle, right? We can't even understand what that is like. Now, I'm going to bring up Layla Ali, okay? The daughter
shit. Wow.
of Muhammad Ali. I'm making this relative. I'm talking about, because we're talking about the mind, all right? You know, just making it relative. Layla Ali, as a female, jumped into the ring and did what her father did, okay? And not only did what her father did, but she did it expertly. Like she really took that mantle of her father's legacy, Muhammad Ali, and did it. Do you know how hard that is to take the mantle of someone who was one of the greats still to this day and to step in? You took on the role almost like the way from All Might passing to Deku and moving forward to progress to be that legendary icon, right?
To be 24-0.
Okay, here we go. Now, here's another one. On the opposite end, Marcus Jordan, Michael Jordan's son.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
talk about it.
Okay, here we go. That is bro, the enormity. Everybody knows that you're Michael Jordan's son. Yo, the willpower was not there. For him to actually be what his father was, nah, he was not. The point is what I'm trying to say is that you can have all of the powers and the gifts and the training and the skill. I'm sure that Michael Jordan worked with his son all day, every day, the best training seminars that any person could ever hit the court with, because he's playing with the greatest, okay? And still nothing to show for it.
I don't know.
Deku, so I'm just saying, Deku, even though he had the powers, I'm making it logical. Deku getting the powers from All Might, just because he has the powers, doesn't mean that just because he's got the powers, he's going to do it. He's got to appear, apply it, and he's doing it.
And basically, to that point, you know, we can put it into perspective as Asta is Layla Ali, completely got it off the muscle. But then at the same time, like Marcus Jordan, like it doesn't matter what genes you have, it doesn't matter what kind of training you have. If you don't have the ability to put the work in, then it doesn't even matter. So sure, Deku definitely put the work in the beginning and whatnot, but from Jump Street, day one, Asta got it off the muscle. And regardless of what anyone said, he said, "I will be a Magic Knight," and he became a Magic Knight.
Your only argument right now is that Asta had the determination from
that's willpower.
Day one.
That's willpower.
You're throwing out. You're like, well, that's not this. That's not that. That's just determination. It's not willpower. It's determination.
Hold a second, though, Vernon. Hold on. Based off of your point, determination is willpower.
So Vern,
I would say this. Asta had tunnel vision. I didn't see Deku. Like Deku was I just want to be a great hero. What does great hero mean? It entails so many different things. Asta's like, I just want to be the Magic King.
Let me stop you there, though. Yeah, when it comes to intellect and the intelligence between the two, Asta, yes, of course, he's going to be like the horse with the blinders on. Asta's not intelligent. Deku is. Deku is somebody who analyzes the whole thing. That's what makes him so amazing. So I mean, they're two different.
You also have
Go
to take
ahead,
into account that Asta was he was chasing Yuno. So it's not like Deku who was by himself, where he's just like, this is my dream. I'm going to do this. This is what I want to be.
I feel like, and
Hold
Andy,
on.
you might have the same point as me. I feel like all of them, that's just rivalry. That wasn't chasing them. That was making sure, like, I'm going to be better than you and fighting to make sure that they could be better. At one point, early on, Asta, and I'm pretty sure Jerz even got to this part, Asta was stronger than Yuno. Asta was stronger than Yuno. Sure, he might, like, Yuno might have had the magic power, like, that was just beyond anybody else's imagination, but Asta was stronger than Yuno. Asta could do more than Yuno.
No. Yo, he was more effective. It's not that he could do more than Yuno. Yuno has, and which I'm not going to drop any spoilers. I'm not going to do it.
Yeah, not in terms of
Yuno,
powers.
A lot more arsenal. He's got so much more.
Absolutely. In terms of powers,
Okay.
yeah, Yuno has
Hold
more.
on. Okay, so Vern, this is kind of against you, but for you as well. So you're talking about who's chasing who. Deku's chasing All Might. Okay? That is his hero. That is who he wants to be. That is who all heroes want to be. He is chasing fucking All Might. Okay?
Endeavor was
So the fact that All Might gave him the power, it
Not true.
kind of gave him, to me, it gave him a different mindset once he gave him that. Now, I'm not disagreeing with the fact that I think Deku still is top, but it gave him a different mindset and a different willpower, if you will. He had the willpower to make it happen as All Might. He's trying to be All Might.
Yeah.
He knows he's got this level that he's got to live up to. He has got to go beast mode to get to that. Okay? What did Asta have? What did he have to look forward to? All he had to have was the grimoire. He wanted the magical ability to be a magic knight. That's all he wanted.
I got a couple things to say, but Deku is Carlton and Asta is Will. If you left the Fresh Prince,
Yo, okay, I see it.
but
I see it.
I would say this. Deku to me is the equivalent of if you gave a kid $1 million, you just changed their life. You just changed your life. Here's $1 million. If you have $1 million, you're now a millionaire. You can do everything in your power not to lose that. You're going to do everything in your power to make sure that you can continue to set yourself up for other things in the future. That's all Deku is to me. Deku got a magnificent gift he was not expecting, and he's smart enough and in tune enough to know that he has to continue to do what he needs to do in order to make sure that he can fulfill the wishes of the person who left him this great inheritance.
So Deku is not just saying he's got to live up to that power. Deku has always said he has got to save basically everyone. He's got to be the hero.
A hero.
Okay? He's got to be not a hero. He's got to be the hero. He has got to live up to that.
See, but that's a weight.
Okay.
That's a weight that he put on his shoulders versus
But that's willpower. That is the willpower that you're talking about. You're talking about him saying that I am going to make this happen.
Initially, it was if the three of them are laying on the ground, who's going to get up first? But
So-
I think it's Asta.
And I mean, I think everyone's gonna have their differences. Let's go ahead and take it to a vote. All right. So
Yeah.
4
Sure.
people
You can't-
pick Deku.
Numbers?
For all of our listeners out there, whoever subscribed to our channel, please let us know what you guys think. We would love to hear what you guys feel like. If
For
you feel like,
sure.
nah, BS, maybe if you want to bring in somebody else like my boy Tanjiro or anybody if you have any honorable mentions, we'd love to hear it. Ichigo Kurosaki, any of those guys, that we know that have the resolve that are just, that don't give up. Yeah, sure, please. We would love to hear what you guys have to say.
Thanks everyone for tuning in to today's episode. Tell us what you think about the topics in the comments below. Don't forget to share and like this video, and subscribe to the channel for more Nerd or Nothing content, and tune in for our next episode.